Homeless individuals will be given the option to leave their encampment, to be taken to a homeless shelter, to be offered addiction or mental health services, and if they refuse, they will be susceptible to fines or to jail time. Again, these are pre-existing laws that are already on the books. They have not been enforced, which is part of the reason for this federalizing of the National Guard to bring in this assistance for law enforcement. While we are targeting criminals and trying to remove criminals off of the streets, we also want to make DC safe and beautiful, and that involves removing mentally disturbed individuals and homeless encampments as well.
We're going to be removing homeless encampments from all over our parks, our beautiful, beautiful parks, which now a lot of people can't walk on. They're very dirty, we got a lot of problems. But we've already started that. We're moving the encampments away, trying to take care of people. Some of those people, we don't know how they even got there. Some of those people are from different countries, different parts of the world. Nobody knows who they are. They have no idea, but they're there. We're getting rid of the people from underpasses and public spaces from all over the city. There are many places that they can go, and we're going to help them as much as you can help. But they'll not be allowed to turn our capital into a wasteland for the world to see.
Give us a home. How about that? How about just giving people that need a home inside? Then we'd be inside. You just want to just throw us to the rats. I don't want to be homeless. I don't want to crowd anyone. I don't want to use anyone. I just want to be in a place to live. You never know why a person is homeless. I was homeless, rendered homeless, for sure, because my house was caught on fire.
When Black youth are under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back. When Black youth are under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back. When Black youth are under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back. What do we do? Stand up, fight back. What do we do? Stand up, fight back.
We have some major news right now. Donald Trump has issued a threat to homeless people in Washington, D.C., telling them to leave D.C. immediately. This is ahead of his press conference tomorrow at 10 a.m., where many expect that he could ramp up pressure, potentially issue the National Guard, federalize Washington, D.C. He's doing this in the name of crime. But here's the issue. How does Donald Trump expect individuals who don't have a home and likely don't have access to Wi-Fi, don't have access to Truth Social to heed his warning? What does he mean by leave immediately? There are a lot of unknowns right now about what he plans to do with Washington, D.C., but here's what I'll tell you. I'm here in D.C. I'm going to make sure that I'll be reporting live on the ground for you all to know the truth about what happens after his press conference tomorrow at 10 a.m. And we'll see what escalatory measures he takes in the next several days. So spread the word. I'll do a full breakdown on my Substack, as always, linked in bio, so subscribe for free and follow along for all the news you need to know about. I'll have more soon.
Hi guys, my name is Olivia and welcome back to my channel. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an update. Donald Trump just ordered that all homeless people in Washington, D.C. be removed immediately, saying they are making the city dirty and need to be moved far away. This isn't solving the problem, it's just pushing vulnerable people out of sight. Instead of investing in affordable housing, mental health care, and job programs, he's using forks and displacement. This is more about optics and control than real solutions, and it risks making life even harder for those already struggling.
Donald Trump claims there's no room for the homeless in Washington. They have to go. Now, he tweets this out today. We're having a news conference tomorrow in the White House. I'm going to make our capital safer and more beautiful than it ever was before. The homeless have to move out immediately. We will give you places to stay, but far from the capital. The criminals, you don't have to move out. We're going to put you in jail where you belong. And it's all going to happen really fast, just like the border. We went from millions pouring in to zero in the last few months. This will be easier. Be prepared. There will be no more Mr. Nice Guy. We want our capital back. Now remember, last month, Donald Trump signed an executive order making it easier for cities to remove the homeless people. Looks like he's sticking to that plan. He wants to clean up Washington. He wants to move the homeless people so far away and bring the criminals to justice. Seems like he has a lot on his plate. Like, what's gonna happen next?
I'm in DC right now, right at the moment. Been outside the entirety of the day. Have met with organizers, have been talking to neighbors. And one of the things that I consistently see online is people talking about, oh, DC is as safe as it's ever been. And I have a very different idea of safety. This is the Democratic mayor of DC, Muriel Bowser, who removed the emergency rental assistance program at the end of 2024. So the DC residents that have lost their jobs in 2025, potentially facing homelessness, had no backing or support from the District of Columbia because that program was extracted. That to me is danger. The removing of the housing vouchers for the people who need it most is danger. The removal of programs for our children in the District of Columbia is danger. I attempted to try to enroll my son in summer camp for 2025 back in February, and he was waitlisted 32. Now, thankfully, in being a person of privilege, having a vehicle, having access to other resources, I was able to put him in a different summer camp. But what are the options for other DC children? The Democratic Party of DC, including the Democratic Mayor Bowser, the DC City Council, rolled out the red carpet for Trump to do whatever the fuck he's doing. And until people are willing to hold their local officials accountable for the ways in which they are failing their residents daily, it's just a matter of time before one of your blue cities or states is on the chopping block.
When black youth are under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back. When black youth are under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back. When black youth are under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back. What do we do? Stand up, fight back. What do we do? Stand up, fight back.
Trump has placed Washington, D.C. police under federal control. He has deployed, to start, 800 National Guardsmen with the purpose of ending homelessness, targeting criminal operations, targeting gangs. Who the hell is to say who defines a gang? Who defines a criminal? And where are these people going? What do you mean end homelessness? Where are you putting them? Our jails are overfull. Our treatment centers are overfull. There's nowhere to put people. There's nowhere to put people, guys. What do you think's gonna happen? What do you think's gonna happen? Where the fuck am I? Like, you know it's fucking bad when North Korea starts being like the main comparison I have in my brain. I truthfully do believe democracy up until this point was in part an illusion anyway, right? We're on stolen land as it is. There's a lot of issues, right? But holy shit, is everyone just gonna stand by and let this dictator just run wild? Or does anyone have the guts? We need to have the guts, because our politicians aren't gonna do shit.
Breaking news, Washington, D.C. is being destroyed. If you are in Washington, please be aware. Do not mention the Epstein files, oranges, or dictatorship. If you are alone outside and do any of these things, you are likely to be mistaken for a homeless person, and then the military will take control and arrest you. Donald Trump has ordered the deployment of 800 National Guard troops to Washington, D.C., and announced plans to place the city's police department under federal control. Yes, that's right. Trump faces 34 felony charges, and he is creating a false crisis, just as he did in Los Angeles, stirring up panic and then deploying the military against civilians. Trump stated that this move aims to restore safety and order and accused the U.S. Capitol of being completely out of control, suffering from anarchy and urban decay. Under the order, National Guard members will collaborate with police to dismantle homeless encampments and relocate residents to designated facilities. Those refusing to leave may face arrest. Critics point out that Washington, D.C.'s violent crime rate has dropped to its lowest level in 30 years and argue that the move's purpose goes beyond that. The decision sparked various online discussions, from accusations that Trump is attempting to establish authoritarian rule to claims that he is targeting predominantly black cities like Washington, D.C., Chicago, and Oakland. Though these theories remain unproven, opponents have portrayed the deployment as a political stunt aimed at rallying Trump supporters ahead of the election. Drop your comments.
Starting tomorrow, there will be no more homeless people allowed in Washington, D.C. The president just made this post on social media announcing his plans for tomorrow, saying, "We're having a news conference tomorrow in the White House. I'm going to make our capital safer and more beautiful than it ever was before. The homeless have to move out immediately. We will give you places to stay, but far from the Capitol. The criminals, you don't have to move out. We're going to put you in jail where you belong. It's all going to happen very fast, just like the border. We went from millions pouring in to zero in the last few months. This will be easier. Be prepared. There will be no Mr. Nice Guy. We want our capital back. Thank you for your attention to this matter." And it looks like he has already started deploying U.S. Secret Service and Customs and Border Protection officers. They were on patrol in a nightlife district last night in Washington, D.C. as part of President Trump's increased law enforcement crackdown on crime.
So I mentioned to my wife this morning that Donald Trump is going to be taking over the D.C. police and also sending 800 troops of the National Guard to basically clear out all the homelessness in DC. She had mentioned to me that she thought that this had happened before, so I did a little bit of research, and apparently there was something called Greyhound therapy. The idea with Greyhound therapy was that cities or local governments would give a one-way Greyhound ticket to homeless people, voluntary of course, in hopes that they might be able to relocate to their families, to find better opportunities, or get a fresh start in a different place. Obviously, these cities probably weren't that benevolent. They had ulterior motives, I'm sure. Oftentimes, they were just kind of passing their homelessness problem off to another city. But at least it was voluntary. They would offer one-way tickets to anywhere else that they wanted to be in the country, and they would allow them to leave if they wanted to. The difference in this one is that this is not voluntary. This is mandatory. It will be by force. 800 troops from the National Guard will be deployed. That's military on the streets for homelessness. I'm still trying to do more research to find out where he plans on putting all these homeless people. I'm assuming he's not going to put them in jail, because you can't, why would you be put in prison for being poor or, not having a home? But they're going to have to go somewhere. So I'm still doing research. Let me know if y'all know anything about this.
Well, Texas Republican lawmakers just passed SB 6, which will give schools more leeway to suspend homeless students or students they deem problematic. This is problematic for a number of reasons, and this is going to hurt and affect millions of kids across the state, because the big beautiful bill just passed. 1.7 million Texans are going to be affected by that bill. Whether that's losing SNAP, whether that's losing Medicaid or Medicare, whether that's losing schooling benefits, whatever it is, 1.7 million Texans are going to be negatively affected, potentially, pushed out of their homes, life-saving medicine taken away, and food taken away. So you're going to have parents who are really struggling after they lose these benefits, which means families may end up homeless, and because of that, you're just going to kick these children out of the school because their parents can't afford homes? Like, what sense does that make? How does that help children in any way, shape, or form? Republican lawmakers, if you are so for the children, how is it that we are not putting money towards temporary housing situations for children whose families are in severe, negative situations like this? How is your fix to just kick them out of school and give them no other options? The fact that this GOP party claims to love children and be Christian and be godlike, and then every single day wakes up and choose to be demonic, truly demonic with their behavior, and harass and harm innocent children within their state for their own benefit, is sick. It is disgusting. It is abhorrent behavior. All of these motherfuckers need to be voted out and punished. Ugh.